Over here. Thank you. You can go behind the podium. They can lower the podium. It's inside. You have to lift up the...
What's inside here?
Oh, okay.
Okay. You can hold this. Hold on.
Hi, Mr. Roldan, you can state your full name and your date of birth, sir. All right, since I can barely hear you, did you say just... All right, sir, so you were here for 3 separate cases. The first 2 that I have here are both bench warrants that were issued for your failures to appear at your sentencing. So in each one of those matters, you now have a status conference set on November 22nd at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each warrant's been affirmed. Each of those has a $2,500 secured appearance bond. You do have a third matter here. This is for a warrant that was issued for a direct complaint that's been filed. It alleges 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, and that has an offense date of July 25th of 2024. In that case, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed as well. You have a status conference November 22nd at 8:30, evidentiary hearing November 25th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. Those are all going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I do show you are on felony release and the 2 other matters we just went over here at the time this offense was committed. Because of that, you are required under Arizona law to be held without bond at this time. And that's why we set those evidentiary hearings. That's the court date I'm required to set here today in order to allow the court to review those release conditions. Do you have any questions regarding any of these cases we've just reviewed? All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and head back in. I don't know if someone needs to help get back into the other room. And then we can lift that podium up again. All right. I do have a warrant. It's going to be just one quick moment.
Please grab a quick one so it doesn't fall off your lap while I'm like... You don't need your court paperwork. No.
All right, sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Makai Godson. My date of birth is June.
Thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges that have been submitted are 1 count of unlawful use of a means of transportation as a passenger. That is a Class 6 felony. 1 count of carrying a weapon under the age of 21, a Class 3 misdemeanor. 2 counts of criminal trespass in the first degree. 1 is a felony, a Class 6 felony. The other one is a Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of to kill or harm a work service animal, which is a Class 6 felony.
Whoa,
1 count of... Stop. Don't talk.
Yes, ma'am.
1 count of resisting arrest, which is also a Class 6 felony. The offense dates for all of these counts is yesterday, November 16th. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set November 22nd and a preliminary hearing November 26th, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, based on the nature of the offense that you have here, you do have a bond. That's a $15,000 secured appearance bond. If you were to post bond and be released from custody, it would be subject to the supervision of pretrial services, and you'd have electronic monitoring installed prior to your release from any facility. You're also going to be ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to possess any weapons while on release. I will let you know, since it sounds like you wanted to talk about one of the counts that I went through, that, again, you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say is recorded in here. I would strongly consider that before you talk about the facts of your case. But I will let you know that a Form 4 has been submitted to the court, which did include a probable cause statement in your matter, and I did find probable cause for each count that I just went through. All right. Do you have any questions, though, regarding the information that I went over with you?
One question is, how am I supposed to pay bond? I don't really have any bond money. I'm homeless.
You can ask the officers what the process is to pay the bond. If you don't have the ability financially to pay the bond, what would happen is you would remain in custody. You'd be transported to that next court date on November 22nd.
I'm sorry.
All right, any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to step over, we'll get you paperwork, so you can go ahead and have a seat. All right, I think I heard we had a victim in here. Are you ready to proceed with that matter, or are we waiting for a written statement? Is the advocate in there?
Ready?
Are we ready to proceed with your matter, or are you preparing a victim impact statement? I wasn't sure if that was coming.
No, we're ready.
Okay. And just to confirm, you are here for Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you involved in the hit-and-run portion of this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and have Sergio Ryan Ramirez come into the courtroom. All right, Mr. Ramirez, if you could state your full name and date of birth, sir.
Sergio Ramirez.
Thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging one count of unlawful flight from law enforcement, which is a Class 5 felony, and one count of hit and run, a Class 1 misdemeanor, with the offense date of today, November 17. In your matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference November 22nd and a preliminary hearing November 26th, both at 8:30. Those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. We do have someone here who is going to address the court before I go into release conditions. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. If you could state your name, sir, and then let me know if you have any position with respect to release in this case.
Durham Tejada is my name. In regards to the release of the case, he's a kid. He made a mistake. And I think that he should be held accountable. But in regards to releasing him, why not?
I'm sorry, say the last part again. I missed that.
In regards to releasing him, why not? Once again, he's a kid that made a mistake.
Okay. All right. Anything further that you want to let us know?
That's it. The damages to the vehicle is minimal.
All right. Thank you, sir. And thank you for coming down here to address this matter. All right. Mr. Ramirez, I did review your history. I know that you are already on probation for another felony matter, and in fact, you were pending a petition to revoke in that probation case. I'm also aware that you were originally booked under a false name until they were able to identify you after you were already taken into custody. So for all those reasons, as well as the nature of the charge that you're here for, which not only include a hit and run involving another individual, but also included a law enforcement pursuit in order to arrest you. Because of that, you do have a bond, and that is a $5,000 secured appearance bond. You are not to have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. Since you are currently on probation, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours of your release from any facility. You do have a second case here, which is going to be your probation matter. It is here today, again, like I mentioned, because you have a warrant that was issued for a petition to revoke filed that alleges a violation of terms 3, 5, and 15. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter, and a revocation arraignment hearing is set November 22nd at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix still. In that matter, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed, which is a $250 secured appearance bond. If you do end up posting bond and you are released from custody in these matters, you are still on supervised probation. You are still responsible for complying with all of those terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. Do you have any questions regarding either of these two cases?
I just have a couple questions regarding to the bond. So it would be, in order to bond and be released, it would be a $5,000 plus $250 bond?
That's correct. So $5,250 is the total for both matters.
Okay. And would that have to be paid in full, or was that like a 10% with collateral?
These are secured appearance bonds, so you are able to work with a bail bonding company. I know a lot of people come in here and ask me if that's 10% with security. You need to call them to see what those terms would be, because it's entirely up to those companies.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay?
Thank
The
you.
next room you go to is going to have phones with numbers on the wall for different companies if you want to inquire as to what they would require.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, any other questions?
No.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Rodriguez.
Did you say 11? All right, and I could barely hear your name. Was it, say it again?
Ayanela Rodriguez.
Okay, thank you. All right, so you were here for 3 separate cases. 2 of these are going to be for probation violation warrants. They're actually for the failures to appear at your revocation arraignment hearings in each of those cases. Your third matter is for your open felony case. So I'm going to start with your probation cases. In both of those matters, a revocation arraignment hearing is now set on November 22nd at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each warrant has been affirmed. Each of those has a $1,500 secured appearance bond. If you do post bond in these matters, as well as the third case that we're about to go through, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours and otherwise comply with all terms of probation. Your next case that I have here is the bench warrant that was issued for your open felony matter. Your new court dates there are a status conference November 22nd, preliminary hearing November 26th, both at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Your bond in that matter is an $1,800 secured appearance bond. If my math is correct, that's going to be $4,800 for all 3 matters. You will get that information in your paperwork, but do you have any questions regarding those?
No.
All right, thank you. If you want to step over to your left, you can go ahead and have a seat. All right, Cecilia Aguirre, and then Agueda Johnston will be up after that. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Cecilia Aguirre.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a bench warrant that was issued, that is for a failure to appear in CR 2024-139-4953. So in this matter, status conference is now set November 22nd at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. This is a failure to appear at your sentencing. The bond in your warrant has been affirmed at this time. That's a $2,500 secured appearance bond. Otherwise, the rest of your release conditions do remain the same with respect to not possessing any weapons and no contact with any victim, complainant, or witness. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
No.
All right, if you want to step over to your left, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Ms. Johnston, Andy Hernandez will be up after that. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
It's Agueda Johnston, 10.
Okay. All right, you are here for a bench warrant that was issued. That's for a failure to appear in CR 2018-115854. So in that matter, which is also a failure to appear at your sentencing, you now have a status conference set on November 21st at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, the same location it was at before. And in this matter, the bond in your warrant's been affirmed, which is a $2,000 secured appearance bond. Any questions regarding this matter?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to step over to your left, you can go ahead and have a seat at this time. Thank you. Hi, Mr. Hernandez. After that, we've got Antija Garrison. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Andy Hernandez.
All right, thank you. You are here for 4 separate cases. Let me see, I think all 4 of them are the same. Yep, all 4 of these are probation violation warrants that have been issued. So in each of your 4 probation cases, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a revocation arraignment hearing November 22nd at 8:30, a disposition hearing November 22nd at 8:30 as well. In each of those matters, the petition to revoke filed alleges a violation of terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation terms. The bond in each warrant has been affirmed. The first 2 each have a $100 secured appearance bond. The third one is a $50 secured appearance bond. The fourth and final matter is a $200 secured appearance bond. So if my math is correct, that's $450 total for all 4. If you do post bond and you are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation, you do still need to abide by all terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, sir, if you want to go and step over to your left, we'll get your paperwork over to you. All right. Ms. Garrison, and then it looks like we are to Santa Luna. All right, if you could state your full name and your date of birth.
Tasia Garrison,
All right, thank you. You do have 3 matters that we need to review here. All 3 of these are your probation cases. There was a warrant issued in each one of those for petitions to revoke alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation term. So the public defender has been appointed in all matters. You have a revocation arraignment hearing November 22nd at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. So the first one's a $250 secured appearance bond. The second is a $100 secured appearance bond. The third is another $250. So $600 total for all 3. If you do post bond and are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all of those terms, which does include contacting probation within 72 hours. Do you have any questions regarding any of these matters? All right, if you want to go and step over to your left, you can go and pick up that paperwork. Thank you. All right, Ms. Luna and Danny Vargas will be up next. All right, your full name and date of birth.
Santa Luna Mar-
Thank you. You are here in 2 separate cases. So for each of these matters, they are probation violation warrants that have been issued. So in both of your probation cases, there was a petition to revoke filed that alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing set on November 22nd at 8:30. That will take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. The first one is let me make sure I'm giving you the right numbers. The first one is a $250 secured appearance bond. The second one is another $250 secured appearance bond. So it's $500 total for both of them.
Okay.
So if you do post bond and you are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation, so you do still need to contact probation within 72 hours.
Okay.
All right, any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Vargas, and then Dalia Ramirez will be up after that. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Danny Vargas, 48.
Thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, 1 count of criminal damage, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set on December 3rd at 8:30, preliminary hearing December 5th at 8:30. Those will take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, I do understand that you have very limited criminal history. I think you just had some misdemeanors from a little bit ago. But I am taking into account the nature of the offense since this is a domestic violence offense in nature. You are being released today, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You're also going to have electronic monitoring added as part of those release conditions. That is being put in place because you're going to have orders that you are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. If there is an order of protection issued, you must obey that order. So if you were previously residing at that location, that does mean you would need to find an alternate residence and provide proof of that to pretrial services. If you need to go back in person because you still have personal items there that you need to pick up, you can only do that in person by using a civil standby. That's done by contacting local law enforcement and scheduling it through them.
Okay.
And I'll just give you a warning that a violation of a no victim contact order and a criminal release order that could constitute aggravated harassment, which is a Class 6 felony. If you come in on a new felony offense while being on felony release, you would be non-bondable at that point.
Okay.
All right, any questions regarding that?
Oh, no, you answered it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Ms. Ramirez. And then Kira Henderson will be up after that. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Dalia Ramirez,
All right, thank you. You are here for a bench warrant that was issued. It's for failure to appear in CR 2024-143202. So in this matter, you now have a status conference set December 3rd with a preliminary hearing December 5th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I did take a look at your history, which had no other failures to appear listed, and it looks like this is the first bench warrant issued in this matter. If I give you a second shot to appear at that next court date, are you going to be able to appear on December 3rd?
Yeah.
All right, so this time you are being released to pretrial services supervision. So you're going to get some instructions regarding that before you go, including their contact information. You have to stay checked in with them while on release. I'll just give you a warning that if you fail to appear on December 3rd, it's likely another warrant's going to issue on that date, and you're probably not going to have the same luck next time you come through here. You'll get a bond, okay? All right, any questions regarding that? All right, ma'am, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork and have a seat. All right, Ms. Henderson, and then Nico Ramirez Galosa. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Kira Henderson, May 20.
Thank you. You are here for two separate cases. The first one's a new case out of Superior Court, or out of Justice Court. This is out of the Desert Ridge Justice Court. The charges are 1 count of failing to stay at an accident, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of driving on a suspended license. That's also a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel based on the nature of the charge. This is a traffic offense that does not otherwise qualify. You do have the right, though, to retain your own attorney to represent you in this matter. An arraignment hearing has been set on December 2nd at 1:30. That'll be at the Desert Ridge Justice Court. I am going to be releasing you on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. You do have the additional orders that you're not to have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Your next matter that you have here is going to be for a warrant that was issued out of the Town of Paradise Valley Municipal Court, which is, it looks like a speeding ticket that was issued out of that court. So you have an arraignment hearing in that matter, December 3rd at 8 a.m. That'll be at the Town of Paradise Valley Municipal Court. The address will be included in your paperwork along with your other one, too. Now, in this matter, based on the nature of the offense, since this is a traffic offense, I'll give you another shot to appear at that matter. You are going to be released on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, thank you.
All right. If you want to go and step over, you go and pick up that paperwork. Thank you. All right. Nico Ramirez Galosa, and then Gabriela Cuevas will be up next. All right. So your full name and date of birth?
Nico Antonio Richard Ramirez Gayosa.
Thank you. You are here for a warrant issued out of the Surprise Municipal Court. That is for an arraignment hearing set on December 17 at 1:30. That'll be at the Surprise Municipal Court, the address of which will be in your paperwork.
Okay.
Given that this is a traffic offense at this time, I'm willing to give you a second shot to appear at that court date.
Okay.
You are going to be released on your own recognizance. It is your promise to appear. I'll just warn you, if you fail to appear on that date, it's likely another warrant's going to issue. Might not have the same luck next time.
Okay.
All right, any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you go ahead and have a seat. We have Gabriela Cuevas, and then Alexander Rio will be up next. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Gabriela Cuevas.
Thank you. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. The dates of offense for both of those matters is November 16, so yesterday.
Yes.
So in this case, you do have the Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. A status conference is set December 3rd with a preliminary hearing December 5th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. You'll get the address in your paperwork.
Okay.
I did take a look at your history. It looks like it's fairly minimal, and I think the most recent thing was like 6 years ago.
Yes.
So you are being released today on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear.
Yes.
Do you have any questions regarding this matter?
No.
All right. You want to go and step over? You can go and pick that paperwork up.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so Mr. Real and Ruby Donahue will be up after that.
Hello, Your Honor.
Sir, your full name and date of birth?
Yes, first name Alexander, middle name James, last name Riel, R-I-E-H-L. Birthday February.
Thank you, sir. You were here for a warrant that was issued out of the Town of Paradise Valley Municipal Court. In that matter, you have an arraignment hearing set on December 3rd at 8 a.m. That'll be at the Town of Paradise Valley Municipal Court, the address of which will be included in your paperwork. This is a post-adjudication warrant. In other words, it is a warrant that was issued due to a failure to comply or a failure to pay. In other words, you didn't take care of something involved with that DUI case, which is the reason the warrant was issued.
Yeah.
Because it is a post-adjudication warrant, I am going to be releasing you on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear.
Yes.
Do you have any questions regarding this?
You said December 3rd at Paradise Valley, and,
Correct.
Will there be any type of follow-up information I'll receive from them, or that'll all be in the paperwork?
That's going to be in your paperwork that you receive here. That's going to be the only thing you're likely to receive prior to that date. So just hang on to the paperwork you're about to receive in just a moment. It'll have all that information in it.
Understood.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick that up so you can have a seat at this time.
Oh, it should be.
Oh, it is you?
Yeah,
Oh, for language, I totally forgot. Okay. All right, so we have Ruby Donahue and then Kenny Stapleford will be up next. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
I'm Ruby Renee Donahue.
Thank you. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of theft of a means of transportation. That's a Class 3 felony. One count of unlawful flight from law enforcement. That's a Class 5 felony. It's listed in here as a 6, which is incorrect. One count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. One count of theft, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter. You do have a status conference set December 3rd, preliminary hearing December 5th, both at 8:30. Those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I don't show that you have any other criminal history. I didn't see anything on the history provided to me. So it's really only for that reason, given the fact that you have an unlawful flight here, that I'm going to be releasing you today. So you are going to be released. It will be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. So before you go, you're going to get some additional information regarding that process because you have to stay checked in with them while on release. You're also going to receive additional orders that you are not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and not have any contact with any co-defendant. So you'll get that information here in a moment, but do you have any questions regarding it?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, we'll get you that paperwork so you can have a seat. All right, Kenny Stapleford, then we've got Johanna Steele. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Kenneth George Stapleford.
All right, thank you, sir. You're here for a warrant issued out of the South Mountain Justice Court in their case number JC 2021-118236. In that matter, an arraignment hearing's been set on November 4 at 9 a.m. That'll be at the South Mountain Justice Court. The address will be included in your paperwork. So in this case, it is a post-adjudication warrant, failure to pay warrant. In other words,
Yeah.
it sounds like it's a fine that you haven't taken
I
care
was
of
in
there.
prison and they reissued that warrant.
Because it's a post-adjudication warrant, I'm going to release you today to appear at that next court date on your own. So you are being released on your own recognizance. It is your promise to appear. Make sure you show up on that date. Even if you can't pay the full amount, you might be able to set up a
Oh,
payment plan.
I'm
with them.
getting life together. I got a job, everything, so I'm ready.
All right. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, Ms. Steele, and then Sandra Adams will be up after that. All right, ma'am. Full name and date of birth?
Johanna Steele.
Thank you. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This one is alleging one count of possession of dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, with the offense date of November 16. So in your matter, you have a status conference set on December 3rd, preliminary hearing December 5th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, the address of which will be included in your paperwork. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed here. I am going to be following the PSA recommendation based on a review of your limited history. You are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear.
Okay.
You'll receive all of that information here in a moment, but do you have any questions regarding it?
No.
All right, if you want to step over to your left, you can go and pick that up. Thank you. All right, we have Sandra Adams. And then as soon as we get the interpreter on the line, we'll start with Jose Altamir. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
All right, Sandra Adams, 19.
Thank you. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging one count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter. You have a status conference December 3rd. Preliminary hearing December 5th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on a review of your otherwise limited history, I'm going to be following the PSA recommendation. You are being released on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.